What's up, guys? Brian back to do a Walking Dead discussion about Morgan Jones, and is he the most important character on the show? Now, no, he's not the most loved and liked and best character on the show by any means, but he brings a lot to the show that you might not realize. So we're going to highlight some things that show how important Morgan really is, and he's up there, man. He's definitely top 5 for most important on the show, to where they've been, where they're going, and where they are now currently. So most people love Rick and Daryl, and I like them myself too, and they're my fan favorites, and Michonne's my favorite, but ultimately these two are up there, and you can't have the show without Rick Grimes. Spoilers ahead if you aren't caught up on the show. Spoilers ahead, spoilers ahead, spoilers ahead. So basically it all starts in season 1, episode 1. Dwayne and Morgan save Rick. So Morgan right there saves Rick. Extremely important, right? He brings him in, teaches him, educates him. They get all the guns, they do all that, they move out, and there you go. So there's a huge part for Morgan saving Rick and being a part of the show. But then we don't see him again until season 3, and he's kind of crazy. But that builds a connection with Rick and them again. We found out Morgan was there, and the biggest thing is he gave them artillery, ammunition, weaponry to fight the governor. Without Morgan's stockpile, they can't fight the governor in season 3. Morgan had so many guns and ammunition and everything there too, so without Morgan, you can't fight the governor and win, and they did. So there you go. You got here in season 5, he saves Aaron and Daryl. Extremely important, right? Without Morgan, they're stuck in the car. They're dead. They're whatever. We don't have Daryl. We don't have Aaron going forward there too. So extremely important. So Morgan to date has saved Rick Grimes, Daryl Dixon, and Aaron. So extremely important on there. Goes back to Alexandria, the end of season 5, and he's part of the group again, and now Morgan is part of the show. In season 6, we get the Morgan Crazy episode. It's an hour-and-a-half long episode. It's extremely important, I would think. If they're going to show all the backstory of Morgan and this, it's a bottle episode where it's stuck on Morgan, doesn't progress the story by any means, but they show you him and Eastman, who's extremely important to teaching Morgan going forward. He's in jail. He's stuck in there too. So he kind of learned how to build a jail cell. If you don't know, going forward, Morgan built a jail cell. Who gets put in the jail cell? Negan. Negan's put in there. Very important, right? Without Morgan building that, they don't have a jail cell to hold Negan to progress the storyline, which I'm sure will happen on the show because it was an extremely big part of the comic. Morgan is a badass with the bow staff, like Donatello. Eastman is named Eastman because it's after the guy who partially created the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Your last name Eastman, that's why the white guy's name Eastman. Teaches Morgan how to use a staff, just like Donatello. Of the Ninja Turtles, there's a little backstory there. If you look at, there's turtles and turpins all over the episode there too. He teaches them different mindset, teaches them about Aikido, not to kill even the most evil person. So that's his code of honor there too. Will it be the demise of Morgan? Will he eventually die on the show? I don't know, but I think he's going to live a long time in the kingdom, or if they set it up there. But he basically was taught a different way of looking at the world and life. Now Morgan is very different on the show than in the comic. He died in the comic in issue 82 and 83. So it's not really going to be the same character by any means there too. But Morgan is kind of a badass. He doesn't want to kill anybody. All life is precious, but everything comes around in a circle. So it's a circle of life. We'll show you that too, where he kind of helped out things by not killing where it did help on there too. I'm a partially Team Carol and Team Morgan partially together, especially the whole wolves thing too. Like, he should have just killed these wolves, or he wouldn't have had these problems there too with whole, when they attacked the Alexandria and everything there is going forward. But that's a whole debate on there. He couldn't really rehabilitate this guy. He was kind of nuts on there too when they all attacked. But Team Carol, Team Morgan had a big storyline with it. They're coming back around. Hopefully they bond and connect. Maybe there's a relationship or whatever there too. But this was a tough fight scene where you're rooting for Carol. Basically, Team Morgan didn't really have many supporters. But here's the thing, where if they just kind of listened to Morgan, they might have avoided the whole savior debacle as well too. Now that might have happened, might have not, probably not. But Morgan was trying to say, don't attack them, talk it through, move on civilly there too. Now also, Morgan took out Rick from shooting the guy from the kingdom, which is a huge part now too, because if he kills the guy from the kingdom here, Morgan does not have the help that we'll see the guy later on, because it's the same character that he meets here that takes Morgan and Carol back to the kingdom with him that we'll see in season 7. So without that, it comes around, right? It's a big circle. Morgan saved Carol, killed that guy, broke his code, but saved Carol there too. So he saved Rick, he saved Carol, he saved Daryl, he saved Aaron. Very important character for sure. He's also the connection with the kingdom. Look behind him, foreshadowing of a kingdom behind Morgan in the picture. So right there, he's walking with the Kingdom Riders. So he's going to be a huge connection with the kingdom and Alexandria and Rick's group. I think it's a better fit for Morgan to be in the kingdom than Alexandria. It's kind of a weird connection there too. He's kind of an outsider. There he can kind of reinvent himself. He's pushing Carol there too. We showed this from the trailer. But also, he's a big connection probably with the kingdom and Alexandria, and it's huge there too. That's going to be a huge part in March to War and All Out War. They're going to need that there. He's fighting next to Ezekiel, so they build that bond. He's building there too. He's building that connection. Huge important character, He's right there fighting alongside the leader of another group, killing walkers there too. He's got no problem doing that. He's kind of a badass with his bow staff, that's for sure. Killing a bunch of walkers there too. We just need him to step it up. And I don't know how it'll be in March to War and All Out War, because he's not a soldier. He's not there, but he can take out some walkers. Huge part, huge asset to Rick, and the connection with the kingdom now obviously there too. So we'll see where they go with Morgan, but up to this point, he saved a lot of people and brought a lot of different connections going forward, and the kingdom will be one of those major things. So there you go, guys. Thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and comment below. Let's keep this channel growing. You guys are awesome. And what do you think? Let us know what you think about Morgan and how important he is.